Hey guys, it's Annie. Welcome back to my channel. I want to keep this intro super short and sweet, so you probably already know from the title that today's video is my March plan with me. And if you haven't already, be sure to like, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell for more art, bullet journal and inspirational content from me. And without further ado, let's get right on with the video. So for this month's theme, I wasn't really sure what to do, but then my mum, I'm not sure if you know, but she runs an art class. So she was doing this adult one and she painted these really beautiful oranges, and I just fell in love with them when I saw them. And I was thinking about doing watercolour, but I did use watercolour in my bullet journal last year because that's what my mum originally used. She used watercolour. But I used watercolour last month in February. And it didn't, I mean, I liked the theme and everything, but it was kind of a pain because it bled through and I had to get out my watercolours every single time I wanted to make a new spread. So I decided to go try it out in coloured pencil instead, and I did really like how it turned out because I could do the blending and blend the colours in. And I haven't used coloured pencil in my bullet journal in ages, like over a year, I swear. Like, I used coloured pencil all the time when I was just starting out, like in 2018. Because I was kind of nervous, I was starting a new bullet journal. If anything went wrong, I could kind of rub it out and start again. And I didn't want it to bleed through. But now that I'm becoming, obviously I'm more experienced than I was with bullet journaling, so I kind of just using felt tip for the past, like, however long, like, few years. But now I'm kind of going back into that, and I really did like how this theme turned out, especially with the new choice of materials. So beforehand I did sketch the design out and like the composition of how I wanted them to look, and then now I just went in with my colour pencil. I kind of outlined it in the colour I wanted to colour in first. I'm not sure if you noticed that earlier, and then I just kind of coloured in. I blended a dark orange and a light orange together to kind of show like the shadow and the shading of the orange, and then I did the same with the green. I had a darker green and a lighter green. And then I'm not sure if you can see that, but I added some pink flowers, which I think they grow on orange trees. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, they just kind of look, I thought they would add another pop of colour. And then I didn't decide to outline this because I kind of liked how it looked without the fine liner, so I left it like that. And I think that's what I want to go for this theme, really emphasise the pencil. And then underneath I just did, wrote March in a simple cursive font, using a thicker fine liner than I would normally, but I think I kind of want to use thicker fine liners now because I'm not using fine liner in the actual doodles. Then for the quote page, I just did in a little orange tree and a really simple quote. Now moving on to my calendar, I'm just doing the normal double spread layout that I normally do with the grid, with the square for each day of the week. So I'm just kind of drawing out the grid in fine liner, and I did the title at the top, and I did measure this out and sketch it out beforehand, so it was all even and equal. So now I added a little orange doodle at the top, and I also did these cursive for each of the days at the top using my pencil, and I did a quote at the top saying visualize your higher self and then sharp as her, and I really do like that quote, as that is kind of what I'm trying to implement more into my life. And then I did a little flower next to that, which I think is a really cute simple doodle to add. Then on the left hand side I did my usual growth tracker for my Instagram, YouTube and my podcast, which I did newly start a podcast, so if you would like to listen, it will be linked down below. And a new thing I'm trying to implement is doing more monthly goals, so I did add a section for that as well. And then underneath the calendar I had a bit of room, so I just did another branch of oranges. Now moving on to my habit and mood trackers. So for my habit tracker, I'm doing the usual layout that I normally do, which is just, I did these 12 little grid boxes which represent like the monthly calendar, and for each, and I will have one of these little boxes for each of my habits. And this is the one I normally do each month because I think it's just most efficient for myself. But obviously you do what works for you. Loads of people have more habits they want to track or less habits they want to track. So I think this is just the perfect amount for me and what works personally for me. Then I did the headers. I just did a box in the different colours. So I did in green, pink, the lighter orange and the darker orange. And then I just wrote my habits on top. Then I did a drop shadow underneath each of the boxes, just add a little bit more colour and just another decorative feature, I guess. I did the drop shadow in the colour pencil, the same colour I did the banner for each particular mini calendar. And the habits I am tracking this month are workout, yoga, walk, meditate, journal, read, no spend, screen less than 3 hours, sleep by 9:30, skincare, eat healthy, and 1.5 litres of water. Now for, as you guys probably know, one of my favourite spreads to fill in and to create is the mood tracker, and this is probably because they look so pretty when they're filled in. Like right now it probably looks super plain and not super interesting. Like, Annie, why do you love this spread so much? Well, it's just when they filled in, the colours just look so immaculate, and I love how it looks at the end. And if you would like to see how this looks at the end, you can check out my Instagram page. I will probably post what it looks like so far, like when I'm halfway through filling it in. So I will be posting it on there, so be sure to check it out. It is linked down below as well. And for my mood tracker, I just did the usual one I normally do. For the past few months I've been loving this one, and it's just the circular one which has 32 gaps for each day of the month, and I had to have a spare one because that just divided into 360 degrees easier. And I did measure that before with a protractor, so just to make sure it's equal. So just a little disclaimer there so you guys can measure it out as well. So now this is another spread that looks a lot better when it's filled in, and I have been doing the spread for the past few months, and as you can see I've been kind of flipping back to my January one. just to kind of get reference for the measurements and everything. And this is a spread for all the other trackers that I didn't include in my habit and mood. So I have a sleep one, which is like the main one, and then I have a line graph at the bottom for total steps per hour, productivity and screen time in different colours, so I can do it like a line graph kind of. And then the next spread I have is an exercise tracker, which is a spread I have been doing for quite a long time now, like at least since like last summer or last year. And it's kind of straightforward, but I just have the key, and then I have the amount of minutes at the top, and then the days of the month down at the side, and then I kind of just fill it in like a bar graph. I don't know what it's called, but like it kind of looks quite cool at the end as well. So hopefully this double page will be filled with a lot of colour after it's filled in. So this next spread is kind of a new one that I'm trying out this month, and it is a expenditure tracker for March, and it's a table which has a column for the date, the item and like a little description, or the shop it's from or whatever, then the price, and then I have a column for need and want, and I will be kind of colouring that in / taking it off with the key, like the colour of the key, which I will be writing in like a sec. But yeah, I've just been kind of noticing I'm spending a lot more money than usual lately, so I kind of do need to kind of track that. And yeah, and I also have a wish list in the bottom left corner, so I can more mindfully buy the stuff that I want, I guess. So now, as you guys know, this is another one of my absolute favourite spreads to make and just to look at in my bullet journal, I guess, which is my March playlist. So this month I'm kind of going for a similar approach that I did in my April 2020 bullet journal, which is kind of these floating boxes. As normally I go for more of a regular, like I would measure out the boxes and divide them and the page equally, but this month I thought I'd go for a more scrapbook kind of theme. I think that kind of does go with this month's bullet journal theme. So the 6 songs that I have this month are Line by Line by JP Sachs and Maren Morris, and I have Anyone by Justin Bieber, Main Thing by Ariana Grande, We're Good by Dua Lipa, Pierre by Rin Weaver, Worst Behaviour by Ariana Grande. If you want to listen to an actual Spotify playlist with all these songs in it, I do have my Spotify link down below, and you guys can check out this playlist along with my playlist, which has all of the songs that I have put in my bullet journal in 2021. So you can listen to all of those songs if you'd like to, and be sure to follow me on Spotify if you want to see more of my future playlists, as I do make playlists like all the time. So last but not least, the final spread of the setup is, as usual, my first weekly spread for the month of March. And this week, I'm doing a horizontal spread, as I think these kind of do maximize the space, and I can split it into 2 columns for each day if I'd like, if I don't have enough space for one, I guess. And yeah, they're just super simple to set up, they're really quick, and it has a really nice space for doodles in the middle, which I really love as well. The quote I did in the bottom right corner, which it says, "Someday we will find what we are looking for, or maybe not. Maybe we'll find something much greater than that." And I really do like that quote, as it kind of just just describes the trust that we need to give the universe whenever we're asking or manifesting something, I guess. And I do really like to include a quote for the week, as it kind of just gets me set up for the week, and then that's like the focus I have to put on that week, I guess, if it makes sense. So I will focus on trusting the universe that the first week of March, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. And I get most of my quotes from Pinterest, and I will try and link the place I found this quote down below if you guys would like to check it out and maybe follow me on Pinterest. And I really love the doodle that I did in the middle as well with the oranges. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to like, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell for more content like this. And without further ado, let's get right on to the final flip through of all the spreads I made in this video. Bye guys!